She didn't see me, but that was my sister-in-law. That's the fun part about small towns. You kind of just see everyone while you're driving. I also and here's my brother-in-law, Roscoe. Serendipitous. Anyway, small town shit, dude. That was funny. That's the intro. Alright, so guess where we're at it again. That's right, we're going to the Fight Lab in Weimar, Texas. Today, it's nogi. Getting back, I gotta get back. I'm rolling shape. I don't know. Been watching a lot of YouTube videos on jiu-jitsu, and a lot of like philosophical ones. You know, sometimes I turn on some jiu-jitsu, old Chewy, and he, he'll lay it down for you and let you know. And there was one about like brown belt hobbyist comparing himself to like competition level of yada yada. And, it's important to remember that shit. But at the same time, you have to, you gotta be good. You gotta be good at jiu-jitsu, for these ranks and stuff like that. You gotta be good, and you gotta be tough, and you gotta be assertive, and there's things that make certain belts, and you gotta be it. No matter you're a hobbyist or not, you gotta be it. And that's what I'm working on. I'm working on some physicality, and some assertion. Where feasible, like obviously there's a bunch of new white belts. I'm just hovering over them. I need them to come back. I need them to be blue belts so one day I can actually abuse them, right? It's the whole pyramid scheme of jiu-jitsu, right? You get a white belt and you don't fuck them up so bad. You slowly reveal the curtain of what's possible to them. And then you encourage them to keep coming back and let them master certain aspects. And eventually they're a blue belt, and then if the blue belt shows back up, then they want some, and you gotta give it to them. You gotta get some. No, but seriously, that's how it works. You can't just beat the fuck out of a new white belt. So, a lot of new white belts, I'm trying not to beat the fuck out of them. Unless they I get them though, but you can't, The bigger one I'll sit on a little bit more. I'll put some pressure on. If you're my size, then I'm taking. You're my size or bigger. I take no. I will use a lot of pressure, but there's some skinnier, younger guys. So I just don't try to pressure too much. Anyways, we're going to jiu-jitsu. I don't even know if I can use all that. Going to jiu-jitsu. Going to nogi tonight. Speaking of jiu-jitsu, I watched another YouTube video today. It was like an older one from like 9 months ago, I guess, about the I Suck at Jiu-Jitsu podcast with Josh. I had to forget his last name. His name's Josh, though. Great content creator. I think partners with the mental models, BJJ mental models, whatever that is. If you're going home about it, sounds like a great resource. Go for it. But he had Keenan Cornelius on. I'll always tune in to hear Keenan's thoughts on things. So I just put it on in the background while I work today. And Keenan and I get there's like I appreciation to this. I'm not knocking it at all. I appreciate his stance that he took. It's because he's right. I'm not gonna he's not wrong at all. He and his whole thing is like AJJ, American Jiu-Jitsu, not BJJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, right? And and then he laid out his philosophy behind American Jiu-Jitsu, and a BJJ school is. Yeah, go check it out. I'll put a link in the comments or in the description to the part that I'm talking about too, because he really breaks down what AJJ is to him and why he chose to call his school that, and it makes a lot of sense. And it has to do with the service side of running a jiu-jitsu school, and also the fact that the lineages of most jiu-jitsu in America now are through Americans, like how many Brazilians, are giving out black belts these days in America. A lot of us Americans are getting our black belts from Americans and stuff like that. So all our belts, not just black belts. But so there's that. That's a great point. He dives into more too. But then he goes into, then Josh says something like, at the end of the day, I just call it jiu-jitsu, and then Keenan really harped on the fact that, it's like, no, it has to be, it is American jiu-jitsu. Why are you afraid to call it American jiu-jitsu? And it's like, I just felt like Josh should have pushed back a little more. But anyways, he was like, oh yeah, no, it's a good point. And it is like, Keenan, he's like, oh, I never went to college, but he's a very smart guy. He knows what's up. He knows a little bit about, he might know not every fact, but he knows about people. He's a very good people person. He's a good observer whenever it comes to people. You can tell that. And so he knows what he's talking about when he's talking about having social pride and groups and in-groups and out-groups. He's actually, a borderline anthropologist like myself. No, but yeah, so Keenan was real harping on just call it American jiu-jitsu, give it the respect that it deserves, some nationalism to it, some pride, and that's fair. I think that's always reasonable. Patriotism is what I'm here for, not nationalism. You should have some patriotism in your heart, because you should be a patriot for the people around you, not necessarily a nation which has very strict ethnic definitions, typically. The nation of, insert whatever areas. Anyways, so, and Josh I think Josh's point was great. I think he has, that's the most reasonable take. Keenan, yeah, he will pick, I think it's a little nitpicky, a little chip on his shoulder maybe from the Brazilian. I don't know. It's a good point. That's what I'm saying. You can't, it's philosophically sound. I'm not going to argue the facts of what you're saying. No, it's a great argument. But it's not an argument against just saying straight up jiu-jitsu. What are we doing? Oh, we're doing jiu-jitsu. Because if you would have to call it American grappling or American catch. If you want it to most American thing, it has to be a blank slate, right? It has to be American. Oh, damn, am I the only one here? Straight up? God damn, I wonder if there was nogi today or not. Anyways, but if it is American jiu-jitsu, you're still saying jiu-jitsu, which is a Japanese term. So, where's the line, Where's the line that we're going to draw at, this is an American enough name? So, at the end of the day, it's jiu-jitsu, which is the ground aspect of judo, okay? And it's been highly developed and specialized now into what we know as BJJ, AJJ, and just submission grappling in general. American submission grappling is probably the true martial art name that Keenan is searching for, with no hint of Sinoism, I don't know, no fucking Asianness to it. There's good old American submission grappling. No jiu-jitsu. That's my challenge to his argument that you must call it, you should call it AJJ. I think you just call it jiu-jitsu. Because at the end of the day, it came from Japan, and it's the ground aspect, and we're doing the ground aspect of judo. That's why we have gis on and stuff like that. So, I'm going to go warm up in the fight lab, and hopefully someone else shows up. Okay, and we're back. Okay, I think you can hear me. Yeah, I'm seeing the bar move. All right, so here we are in the gym. I'm going to sweep up a little bit as I wait for people to show up. That'll be my warm-up. So, as I was saying about the jiu-jitsu, it's just jiu-jitsu, and anyways, and that was my point. That was my whole point. Just call it jiu-jitsu. There's no need for nationalities involved. Jiu-jitsu, and then if you want to call your event something that's American, you can call it American submission grappling, and that would be the American version of it. But you can't deny, he's talking about lineages, you can't, then, how far, it's just about establishing a line for him, and it's So therefore his like argument's sound, but it's also like my argument is like, where's the line? You know, what's the timeline here? When does it start? When does it stop? Because I'm pretty sure Pedro Sauer is Brazilian, and therefore I can trace my lineage through a Brazilian. So I have a Brazilian jiu-jitsu purple belt because my black belts had the lineage of Pedro Sauer. But where Beta Academy was a very American, whenever he described American Jiu-Jitsu, is a little bit of what I felt was going on at Beta Academy. And I feel like he gets that aspect because that was all part of the same group at one point under Lloyd Irvin, because my old black belt Nakapan was under Lloyd Irvin, and they all kind of learned the same principles of business together in this like BJJ black belt masterclass, business that Keenan has talked about before with Craig Jones. If you want to go watch that episode, it's like the most popular jiu-jitsu podcast ever, I think. But he lays it out there, and my old black belt was part of that. And then my next black belt, who gave me my purple belt, was Nakapan's first black belt. So it's like, where's the line for me? Like, although like what he talked about was, what he described his American Jiu-Jitsu as was like what I experienced at Beta Academy, I felt like. And then I had more of a club aspect under Isaac. And I think that if that's true American Jiu-Jitsu, here's true American Jiu-Jitsu. During COVID, whenever, especially in DC, where you get fined, who knows, they might even fucking arrest you which would be crazy during COVID. But, where you can get harassed by the police about being out and about for meeting with more than 5 people, Here we are sneaking out doing jiu-jitsu, That's some American jiu-jitsu, bro. It's not about, there's some customer service, there's some who's about, about itness, patriotism. That's some patriotism. So those are my hot takes about the naming of jiu-jitsu and what's proper and what's not, and what shows enough respect to everything. Yeah, I don't know. What's up? All right, we got another homie. I'm gonna introduce you to Tyler Jr. over here. What's up?
What's up, man? It's nogi today, right?
Yeah, right. I hope so. I'm not running.
Yeah.
Oh, good, because I'm not running class, but that's what Jesus
I was
posted.
gonna say, are you running class today?
Nope, I think we're doing positional sparring according to the post on Facebook.
Is that a GoPro or what?
That is a DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Because I wanted it. I want to be able to, like, control of it to take it out and do stuff like this. And now I just kind of rant to it, and then I don't... I'm not trying to be douchey. I just left... These are prescription.
No,
so...
you're good, bro.
And I just forgot to change. And oh, fuck, I forgot to get that last time. I need to get it this time. Hell yeah. I see these guys pulled up in the last episode, and I couldn't catch them fast enough. Yeah, dude, that thing was... Because he come in booking, dude. I haven't listened to Joe Rogan in a long time.
I like his podcast.
Yeah, no, he's kind of gone off the deep end. It used to... I prefer when podcasts were not did not decide our cultural zeitgeist.
Yeah, man.
Well, yeah, me too, but they used to be like... Joe Rogan used to be like that, but now... I don't know. I'm not going to hate on him too much. You like him. But,
well, no, I get it.
But it's just... I mean, I saw the man change overnight. No, he did though. It was weird. COVID. COVID was a weird time for his brain. Bill Burr, he was like, bro, why do comedians have, like, you're not equipped enough to have the world's most powerful people to come on and just say whatever propaganda they want to say and just leave it unchecked.
But it's like when you have an audience of millions of people, you got to recognize when you're not important.
There's no, there's freedom of speech. There's no one's free from the consequences of speech. Unfortunately, that means podcasters who even don't like, and not even bad consequences, like whatever good consequences like come from speech, like there are like good for this person and not for this person. Good for Donald Trump, not good for this
You know,
person, the rest of America,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
Good for him. Not good for anybody else.
Do I want to hear about his political?
Fuck no, dude.
Dude, this
Dude,
is
not
fucking
and that was
awesome. I
my
wanna hear
thing,
about
dude.
his training and
Now it's just like whoever comes on, and they always devolve to talking about like the state of the world, because that's all there is to talk about on a 3-hour-long fucking podcast where you don't know each other,
yeah.
and the only thing linking you together is like an advertisement deal that got you on this podcast in the first place. I'm really pessimistic in my old age. I'm not really pessimistic.
But
I believe
mean,
that I have a lot of
it's like
hope.
the media and stuff.
Yeah,
You
dude.
see so much
It's
media about how shit the world is. Why do I want to then watch a YouTube video to hear people complain about how shit the world is? I want to be entertained, have a good time. If it's informational, yeah, whatever. That has its own section. I don't think podcasts should be listed as informational per se.
That's a great point. No, that's a very good. I like that. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I just want to fucking just numb my brain. Just give me the goop sometimes. Sometimes I want the goop. They want to act like they're not goop, you know. They want to act like, and they do, and they are not goop. You know, that's the bad part. It's like they are whatever we give them, and like we gave them all this power to like create hive minds that, with an insane amount of people that they reach, and they get paid so much money to advertise dick pills and shaving your balls.
I do own Manscaped, so I can't diss it.
That's okay,
it's a
dude.
good
I'm not
product.
hating, bro.
No,
I'm not
I know what you
hating.
mean.
It's just
Like,
like,
the amount
it is
of-
just funny